Cloth diapers. What's to know? There's a lot, but it's not as complicated as you might think. You could do it if you wanted to. What's to know about cloth diapering? This is kind of an overview, basics. If you're thinking about getting into cloth diapering, this could be a really good video for you to watch. I think that cloth diapers are a great option for people who want to save money, who know they're going to be having more than one kid, who want to be eco-friendly. My main reason for it was because I knew I was going to be having lots of kids. I have 4 right now, and I started before my first was born. I started collecting cloth diapers before she was born. That has saved me so much money over the years with my 4 kids. That was the biggest reason for me. Alright, let's talk about the type of cloth diapers that you're going to find when you go looking to buy cloth diapers. The first, most cheap kind is going to be in a cover. So a cover is just a waterproof outer layer. And I love these covers, these Thirsties covers, because they have a double gusset. But honestly, you can find cheaper ones that do a good job too. These ones also have rise snaps so that you can make them different sizes. The Thirsties ones are kind of a 2 system where you can get a size 1 or a size 2, and you can see they're very different in size there, and this one's actually snapped all the way up. So if I were to unsnap it, you can see how big the size difference is there in size 1 and 2. So that gets you pretty far. I think the size 1 usually lasts like the first year. Then I usually switch up to the size 2 after that. If you have really big babies, then you'll probably use the size 1 for even less time. But it is nice to have them, especially when they're really little, even if you grow out of them fast, in my opinion. So what do you put inside of a cover? A Prefold is probably the most common thing. So you can find these anywhere, but I like to get mine from Green Mountain Diapers. They're cotton and they're really inexpensive. They have multiple layers in this middle section and a little bit less layers on the outer sections so that you can kind of fold them up. For me, I actually just pad fold them, which means I just fold them into one long strip, and then I stick it in my diaper like this. So then it just sits real nicely right in the middle there, and then I snap it up. You can do lots of different kinds of folds with them. Another thing I don't actually have right now is a flat, which is just one really big piece of fabric, and you fold it in. There's like a million different ways to fold a flat. You fold it up and then you can wrap it around them. Those are great too. I have used those before, but I didn't love them because I ended up just pad folding them all the time. I didn't have time to do the fancy folds all the time. But if you have time and you want to do that, flats are cheap and really absorbent, so they're great too. And you can do a fitted diaper, which is like this. A fitted diaper just is what it says. It fits around the baby. It's got elastic in the sides by the legs, so no poop can get out of there. This one has snaps on it, so you just snap it up, but you can get ones that don't have snaps and use pins or snappies. They have all the absorbency layered right into the middle, and then a lot of times they'll have extra absorbency on there. Sometimes they won't. It just depends on the brand. But that can go right inside of your cover as well, and it helps with keeping poop contained for sure, because then you've got 2 layers of gussets around their legs, which is where the poop wants to come out. You also have elastic around the back there and here, so you're not going to get blowouts. I've literally never had a blowout in a cloth diaper, and I have 4 kids. And pretty much every time I put them in a disposable diaper, I have a blowout at least once a day. So if you want to prevent blowouts, cloth diapers are the way to go. Even just, you can actually, secret tip here, you can put a cover on top of a disposable diaper and it'll keep the poop from blowing out everywhere. I do that sometimes, especially like on road trips or something. Sometimes when we go on road trips, I do disposable diapers just because I know I'm not going to have a place to keep or wash my cloth diapers, and I will always bring covers to go over the diapers so that we don't have to deal with poop everywhere. Alright, so after covers, the next is pocket diapers or all-in-twos. A pocket diaper is just like a cover, except for it has a layer of fabric on the inside. And then you can see there's a tunnel here, and you put something in there that's absorbent. So for me, I use like an insert like this. This one is hemp, and it's like 12 layers. It's super absorbent. This one is cotton, and it's like 8 layers, also super absorbent. Actually, this one is a cotton hemp mix, and this one is all cotton. Anyway, I usually layer them up. So cotton is the fastest absorbing, the mix is the middle absorbing, and the hemp is slow absorbing but absorbs the most. So I usually layer them up like this, stick them in, and I'll do another video on absorbency because material and absorbency is a whole different thing. It doesn't really matter. You can just find whatever works to put inside of this. You can actually even put a pre-fold in there if you just pad fold it like I did. Just stick it in. That's a cheap way to do it too. If you buy a pocket diaper, they'll usually come with inserts to put in them, and they just agitate out in the wash. You don't have to mess with it at all. So at least this brand agitates out in the wash because it has both a front and a back entrance there for the insert. You just stuff it in. I usually just line them up, pull it through, kind of pull the end back over. And then these are really awesome for anyone who doesn't want to deal with the extra things about cloth diapering, because if you pre-stuff them, then they really are just a lot like a disposable diaper. You can just stick the kid in and buckle them up. This one happens to be Velcro, and that is even more like a disposable diaper. Really easy. I really like pocket diapers a lot. You can also get ones that have like a stay dry lining. This one is cotton, but you can get ones that are fleece, and that helps with kiddos who have wetness sensitivity. I like to use the stay dry ones at night a lot because they sleep for a long time and they're sitting in their pee, so that helps prevent rashes. You can also just put a fleece liner on top of any cloth diaper, and that will help just wick that moisture right away from their bodies so they don't get rashes. The next type is an all-in-one. So all-in-ones are definitely the most expensive type of cloth diaper, but they're also the most convenient type because you don't have to do anything. With a pocket diaper, they're convenient to put on if you have them stuffed already, but you do have to stuff them. With an all-in-one, you don't do anything. Everything is already sewn into the diaper. So it's the same thing. It's just like the cover. It's got the waterproof outer, but then it's got a layer on top of the waterproof outer, and then it has more absorbency layers sewn into it. And this particular all-in-one is a one size all-in-one, so it has the snaps that help it to fit from it doesn't really fit my newborns. My newborns are like 5 pounds. It'll fit from like 10 pounds to all the way when they're 3. You may, once they're a little older, have to add some absorbency, but that's not super hard. If you take like an insert, you can buy these separately from the pocket diapers. You can just add that right into the layering of the pocket diaper there, and it's not hard at all to add absorbency if you want to. But everything's all sewn in. You just set it down and buckle them up, and they're good to go. The next thing you're going to think about when you're doing cloth diapers is size, because there are different sizes of cloth diapers. Obviously, newborns are a lot different in size than a 3-year-old. And you've already heard me talk a little bit about how some of them, like an all-in-one, can adjust for size, and it does, but it is a little bit bulkier when you're putting it on your newborn. So I do like the newborn diapers because my babies are so small. They're all like I said, like 5 pounds. So this is a newborn all-in-one, and you can see the size difference here is massive, but this does have less absorbency. So I did find that even with my newborns, it wasn't quite enough absorbency to make it through because they drink a lot. What I would do is I would just take an extra piece of fabric, an extra piece of cotton or fleece or whatever. This is a wipe, a cloth wipe, and you can buy those anywhere you can buy cloth diapers. And I just would put it on there, and just that little bit is plenty to boost the absorbency so that it lasts for several hours instead of having to change them quite so often. I love these little tiny newborn diapers. They're so cute. And actually, with my most recent kid, my newborn diapers lasted me until 5 months. And I do have different kinds of newborn diapers. The all-in-ones are still the most expensive. In any of the sizes, you're going to find that the all-in-ones are the most expensive. But I have newborn just covers and newborn sized fitteds and newborn sized Prefolds that I would put in my covers. So I kind of use a mix. I do like the all-in-ones because they're really easy, and when you have a newborn, you don't really want to think about anything. But I built up my stock with my first kid. I didn't have any newborns. With Thirsty's brand, at least, you have a size 1 and a size 2 cover. As you can see, they're different. The size 1 will last like your first year. The size 2 will last anytime beyond that. Or if you have a chunkier baby with real chunky thighs, you might need the size 2 a little sooner than a year, which is fine. You can fit a variety of sizes of diapers in there too. So these are Green Mountain Diaper Prefolds. This is the size 1. This is the size 2. I use this right now for my 6-month-old. Then this is the size 2, and I honestly use this size, or this is size medium. I think this is a small and this is a medium. They have newborn, small, medium. So the medium Green Mountain Diaper Prefolds last me until they're like 3 and potty trained, hopefully. I did have one kiddo who didn't potty train early at all, and I ended up buying a large size Prefold for her, and she used those when she was like 4. But you know, it all depends on the size of your kid. So for me, my kids are pretty small. They're like 30th and 40th percentile, and they do fine with just the medium. So I would say don't buy all the sizes ahead of time. Just wait until they start to grow out of them, and then you can think about buying the next size and if you actually need them. Let's talk about wear and tear. So you do have to replace your cloth diapers after a while because they get some wear. As you can see, like this fitted has some holes in it there. It's getting a little bit worn down, but I've used this for two or 3 kids, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so it's gotten a lot of use. I don't have a huge stash, so it gets washed like at least twice a week. And it's held up pretty well. I do have some Prefolds even that I've washed through, but again, I use them all the time. The all-in-ones are the most expensive, and they also wear out the fastest, which is really unfortunate. But it's worth it if you have the money and you want some, and if you like need it for daycare or grandparents or whatever, you know, they can definitely be worth it. But like this all-in-one I bought a year ago. I think I only bought this a year ago. So these are the same type. You can see the fleece. I think actually this fleece was different. They changed the fleece, but you can see the fleece gets pilly. It's not quite as soft after it's been worn in. This is a brand new one that hasn't even been washed. But you can see like it starts to get rips, and that's really typical with an all-in-one, is that it's going to start ripping. You're going to see a lot of edge wear. Another brand I really like is Grovia. This is a Grovia all-in-one that I bought with my first kid, and I haven't used it. It's not one that gets washed every week. I don't use it as much because it's so pretty and trim, so I kind of save it for when we like go to church or do pictures or something. And I didn't use it a ton with my boy because it's pink, but you can see like this diaper has been through the ringer. It's stained, it's ripped all over, but it still works. And so I still have it, but it's got like holes and stuff, and that's going to be really typical because when your all-in-ones go through the washer, that fabric is just pulling as it's going through the agitator, and so that ripping is going to happen fairly soon. I bought this Grovia all-in-one last year or the year before, maybe I think 2 years ago with my boy, and you can see it even already has edge wear, and it doesn't have any ripping on the seams, but it does have some edge wear on it, and it hasn't been used very much. Again, I mostly buy Grovias for pictures because they're really trim, especially under clothes. A cover like this is not going to get a lot of edge wear. I have worn out covers, but they're covers that were dried in the dryer all the time. If you air dry them, that's going to increase their life. Now that we've talked about all the different kinds of cloth diapers, what is it like when you actually go to use a cloth diaper? It's pretty easy and straightforward. When you have a newborn poop is water soluble, so you don't have to do anything. You literally just do the same thing as a disposable, except for you put it in the wash instead of in the trash. You're obviously not going to just keep your washer full of cloth diapers all the time, so you need somewhere to store them in the meantime. I like wet bags. That's my system. This is a Thirsties wet bag. It's waterproof. It's got a waterproof inner and a cloth outer, so it's kind of soft. They're kind of fun colors. I have a bunch of these, and once I get like 4 bags full, I just wash them, which is like every 2 days or so. And I do have a diaper pail in the laundry room that's just open. It's just a trash can with a wet bag in it with no lid and no zipper, just open. And I have that in there for my older kids to put like soiled underwear in, or my husband, when he changes diapers, he just throws it in the pail because he doesn't deal with wet bags. And sometimes if I have like really stinky wet bags, I'll put them in there. I have smaller wet bags. If I get a really stinky diaper, I'll put the diaper in its own wet bag in the diaper pail so that it's just isolated. Like I said, newborn poop, water soluble, you just wash it. But once they get a little bit older and their poops get a little bit solider and have real food in them, then you need to start dumping the poop in the toilet. So the great thing about this is that when you are dumping poop in the toilet, the poop is not hanging around your house. I really like that, because diaper pails always stink because they're always full of poop. You are actually supposed to dump poop from disposable diapers in the toilet. Did you know that? I didn't know that until I started cloth diapering, but I'm pretty sure nobody does that. Let me show you how this works. Here we've got a diaper. This is just my typical one that I use, a Prefold in a cover. Let's put some mustard. Tasty. I hate mustard. Why did I choose mustard? I don't know. Mustard? Goldfish? So, poop. We've got our mustard poopy diaper. Here are your options, basically. You can either, if it's solid poop, you just dump it in. Like, really, it's not that hard. Just hold the parts that aren't dirty, dump it in, and you can see I've got a couple goldfish there. Those goldfish are not going to go well, so I'm just gonna like fold this in half, and you can just like dunk it in there. That's the dunk and swish. Okay, that stuff, that'll wash off. Option 2, sprayer. So this diaper sprayer is hooked up to the water outtake of my toilet, and it's Mine is actually just like a dish sprayer that I bought at Lowe's, and I bought some like pipe stuff and hooked it up. Works really good. But if you flush the toilet, your pressure is going to be low until your tank fills. So don't flush the toilet before you spray or while you're still spraying. Sprayer, you just hold it over, spray it off. You can see that gets a lot more off than the Dunkin' Swish. And if you've got stuff that's really stuck on, it really gets it off. So sprayer's nice. Then you just take this outer part that has nothing on it, fold it up, have your diaper bag handy, ready to put in, just stick it right in. It's really not that bad. So what about washing cloth diapers? Is it gross? Is it gonna make all my clothes have poop on them? No, it's definitely not. I don't know about you, but I have little kids, and even when they wear disposables, what do? They have blowouts, poop on their clothes. When they get older, they have accidents, poop on their clothes. Do you throw away all those clothes all the time? Some people might. That seems wasteful. The washing machine does a great job of washing all that stuff off, just like it would mud on your clothes or anything of that nature. So what does a wash routine look like for cloth diapers? It is a little bit different. You don't just throw them in with your regular laundry. First of all, you want to wash your cloth diapers separately from all of your other laundry. You don't want your washer machine to be super full. Third thing, you don't just do one cycle. So for me, my wash routine is that I do a rinse cycle that's cool. Then I do a wash cycle with soap, and make sure you have enough soap and that it's unscented and has no fabric softener in it. I do a regular heavy-duty wash cycle with soap and warm water. And then my wash cycle does have a rinse on it, and you can just do an extra rinse cycle on that wash. I actually do a full extra cycle, just like a regular wash cycle, that just helps agitate out all the detergent and stuff. If I don't do that on my washing machine, I find that I get detergent buildup in my diapers, which causes rashes and smells. There's a lot of things that go into washing cloth diapers. It's definitely the hardest part of cloth diapers is getting a good wash routine down. But once you have a good wash routine, it's really easy. Wipes. Let's talk about wipes for a second. So you can use normal wipes with cloth diapers. You just want to make sure you throw the wipes in the trash can. You don't want to flush your wipes. Obviously, that gunks up your toilet lines and it's not good for the sewer. But honestly, cloth wipes are really easy. So there's like a million types of cloth wipes. It's really any little piece of fabric. You just get them wet. So I store mine in a wet bag. I have these little clutch wet bags, and I store my wipes wet in here. They're pre-watered down, and they stay wet because the wet bag is closed. They also don't leak because these wet bags are awesome. Those are the Thirsties clutch bags. You could use a washcloth, like a baby washcloth, or you can buy wipes. I think these are the Grovia wipes. They're my favorite ones. They're cotton. These ones are I think these are actually the Green Mountain diaper ones. And they're like terry on one side and cotton on one side. They work fine too. They're not my favorite ones. The Grovia ones I like a little bit better because they just move better. And you just put them in the wash with your diapers. You don't have to worry about throwing them away or anything. And they're cheap because you just buy them once and then you wash them. And it's really easy. I hope that was a good overview for you of cloth diapers and that you understand a little bit better how that works. And I'll probably be making a couple more videos to go over more in-depth things about cloth diapers. But let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks.